Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
I'm Rosetta here.
And in the spirit of kindness, we want you to always listen to one another, be compassionate to one another, and speak in love and kindness.
And don't forget, before we get started, we just want to remind you real quick that if you like our videos, we'd love for you to hit that thumb icon to say you liked it. We'd really appreciate that. And if you're new or if you're returning and haven't subscribed to our channel, we would love for you to do so. And you can hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos. We thank you so much if you're returning, and welcome to everyone that's new.
Yes.
And if you're new, we start off with, what tea are we drinking today?
Yes, this is Yogi's Egyptian licorice. You know how my girl loves her some licorice.
Yeah, and I've never tried Egyptian licorice.
Yes, this is very, very good. And you know, we're very, very conscious, so we always attempt to get organic. So this is a blend of organic licorice root. So that's the first ingredient, means it's going to be very licoricey. Then we have cinnamon bark, organic orange peel, organic ginger root, organic cardamom, organic black pepper. I think that's very interesting that black pepper is in teas to accentuate.
Yes.
I love that. And organic clove bud. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yeah, so we're going to have to try. I'm excited because I know what regular licorice tastes like.
Yes.
Because someone recommended and said it's spicy. So we'll have to taste it. But it does smell, when we open the packet, of cinnamon, right?
Yes,
so that's probably where the spice comes from. But let's smell it. Oh, it smells good. Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
I taste
like
the licorice.
I taste a lot of licorice.
Lemon.
It tastes like you know, like black licorice. You know, that deep flavor.
Licorice and the cinnamon. I was meant to say, not lemon, the cinnamon. So I'm gonna leave it open, but as it gets cooled, the taste and the flavors come out even more.
Yes, so exciting. So let's get started. We're strutting our pink for the last time, because this is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the month of October. There are other events that are occurring. It's also Alzheimer. A lot of the Alzheimer walks are taking place right now. So in the spirit of women, please, please, please make sure you get your annual exams. If you have dense tissue in your breasts, please ask for an ultrasound, you know, because sometimes the standard mammogram, you would think it would find everything as much as it hurts when you're squishing it down. You would think there's nothing that it could not find. However, there are cases where ladies have come across cancer even with a regular mammogram. So take care of yourself. Make sure you do your testing.
And do it. And don't just make sure you do it around this time in October every year. I mean, we remind everyone. It's a good reminder. But put it on your calendar, I would say, every year to do it.
Yes, and keep it up. Okay, as always, we always say that we want to remind everyone by us stating that our thoughts and prayers go out to the world. There's so much unrest in the world. It's sad. It's sad to think that where we are in 2022 is almost as bad as where we were in the 1800s. Because in order to sit down and have a discussion, that doesn't happen anymore. Now it's kill or be killed. And that is just a very, very sad time. So love your babies, hug your babies. Try and be conscious about the words that you put out into the universe. I think that's very, very important.
Yes, it is.
So unfortunately, we've had another mass shooting at another school. This one happened in St. Louis. A young man, his name is Orlando Harris. He was only 19 years old. He had an AR rifle style gun. That's bad enough. This child that was known to have mental issues had 600 rounds of bullets. I want you to just think about that. 600 200 rounds. How did he get that many? Where did he buy them?
I don't know.
And, you know, now his parents, unlike some parents, had gone to the police. I guess they had a gun inside the house or something, and there was an incident, so they worked to try and get the gun out the house. I believe that if there are parents that know that there's something with their children and they don't see anything, then they should be responsible for their children's actions.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And he had just graduated that same high school the year prior. And this is the school, it's the Central Visual and Performing Arts High School in St. Louis. And he actually left behind a written note.
Yeah.
And it said that he doesn't have any friends.
Right.
He doesn't have a girlfriend. He's isolated.
And he was isolated during most of his school term.
Yes, and it said this is cause for the perfect storm for a mass shooter.
Yes, that day, the day that he picked, he knew exactly what was going on. And, you know, we lost the life of a beautiful young girl and a teacher.
And a teacher, the physical education teacher. She was a grandmother, a mother, a wife.
And her thing, you know, some people, you just go to work because you got to go to work to feed the family. This was something she loved to do. And she had written back many years ago about how physical education was very important, you know, movement and teaching your child. And, you know, she said that even if she didn't get paid, she would have done that job.
Yeah, because she really, really loved what she did. She loved the children. The children loved her like a mother.
Yes.
And it was so sad. Yes, she was shot. The 15-year-old girl was shot. I think I've written it here. There was other kids that were wounded. 7 students were wounded
in total. Yeah.
In total. But get this. This is the kicker here is that there were like guards, security guards at the doors. Yeah. 7 security guards at the doors.
And they had the metal detectors.
Right. So they're not really sure how he got in, but the police commissioner doesn't want to say exactly how, because he doesn't want to put ideas in other people's...
And to let other children who are thinking, I could do that too.
Yes.
Giving them too much information.
To copycat the way that he got in. So they're trying to keep it hush-hush. But one of the security guards saw this gun, the shooter, and he saw him charging and being violent, and he knew instantly what was going to happen. He knew instantly. And the thing is, the students, it's really sad. It says the students barricaded and huddled in the classroom, the corner of the classroom. But this is what one girl said. One girl said she was eye to eye with the gunman, but his gun jammed. So she ran away. Because he said several students heard the shooter saying, "You are all going to die." Yeah,
that was his mission.
So you know, if his gun hadn't jammed, she would be it. She would be gone.
And it's just by the grace of God she was spared.
Yeah, it's
so sad.
I don't know. This is the 40th. It's shocking. Yes. In America, this is the 40th shooting this year, and I don't know. It's just too many to count with the Robb Elementary, and it's just too much. I mean, I'm telling you, I think they passed that bill to have have it stricter rules for younger 18-year-olds be able to buy guns, but they should have made it even stricter, I think.
Well, you know, this is not picking sides. However, the Democrats wanted to ratchet it down, make it stricter. The Republicans, who we've been told are tightly linked to the NRA, would not allow those bills to go forth. The thing for me is, you know, we're approaching a time, you know, it's 2 weeks till we all get to do midterm voting, and we have to figure out how to put people in office who are not going to become minions, there's my boys, my minions, and just follow the leader. I want people in office who are going to do things to help us. And I'm sorry, we have got to get more democracy individuals in our government. And if you're a great Republican and you would never, ever, ever vote down something that would help a child, then go forth and be a good person. If you are a minion marching to President 45, you need to go home, because that is going to get us all killed. Rhetoric is not going to work anymore. Our children don't understand. And if they don't have good teachers and good parents at home, then they're going to do what they see on television or what they think their leader says they should do.
Exactly. Sad. I 100% agree. And it's really sad. We talk about this, you know, how many school shootings there were at the beginning of the year. We talk about all these shootings all the time, Gloria and I, during our previous chats, if you haven't checked them out. But we do highlight those mass shootings, and it's more and more. And I don't know, I'm just sick and tired of it. I'm fed up. That's what I am. I
want us to change the laws, and I want people in government that is of the people, for the people, by the people. Means you came up like us through the trenches. I don't want people who are getting in office that have this pre-designed, you know, goal. I'm going to go in a poor person. I'm going to come out filthy rich because I'm going to milk this. And in addition, just a little thing that I just found out. Do you know if you serve 2 terms in government, you get your medical benefits paid for life?
Yeah. Crazy.
So if we're going to be paying for people, then let's put people in office that we want to keep around the planet for a long time. Very much so. So we're going to try and lighten it a little bit. So, you know, there are all of these pageants, Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, Miss Universe, Miss World, and it's all, it has always appeared to some individuals, because of the bathing suit competition, that it was just a, you know, kind of peep show. However, the girls are led to believe this is great for education.
Yeah.
I'll get a full 4-year scholarship. I get to do community service. It's a win-win. Well, the latest Miss USA, her name is R. Bonnie Gabrielle, was crowned from Texas. She is the new Miss USA. And typically when a queen is crowned, as soon as they move away, they go out, they do their walk, they come back and they stand, the girls swarm them and they congratulate them and they hug them and everything's wonderful. Well, that didn't happen. We'll put a link so you can see for yourself down below. The girls actually turned around and walked away. That's a first. I mean, I've seen many, many competitions. Even, you know, when Sandra Bullock played an undercover federal agent, they always hug each other because they're so excited to have won.
Well, I'm going to do some research on this and see what the reason was, or why the girls didn't stay and run up on stage and hug her. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
That is...
Well, they're saying that they did not believe she deserved to win. They're saying that the person in charge, her name is Crystal Stewart, and they have suspended her as being in charge of the competition while they do their investigation, because they've received a number of complaints.
Really?
So it's twofold. Number one, the girls didn't say yay. And then number two, the person that was in charge has been suspended while they do an investigation.
Wow.
So there's lots more to come on this.
Yeah, I don't really watch Miss... I used to watch it.
I did too.
But when I was much younger, I loved it. Miss USA, Miss Teen, everything.
Yeah,
I loved it.
When President 45 took it over, I stopped watching.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the whole tenure of the event changed. I mean, even the year when Steve Harvey made the mistake and called out the wrong name. You know, I saw it on the news after, but you're right. I used to watch it all the time.
I used to have set my VCR.
Yeah.
Remember VCRs?
VCRs?
I used to set that for the whole thing. I would sit through the whole thing and watch all the women come through.
Yes. So if you haven't realized it, we're on a mission for voting. So we're going to talk a lot about this next week, because here in California, we've got so many propositions, and it's like, one says vote yes and one says vote no. And then you look at the yes and you look at the no, and the descriptions are compelling. However, if you look at who's funding those propositions, then you know there's more to it.
Yeah.
And most recently, our governor came out and said, no, Proposition 30 is related to Lyft, and it's supposed to put all this extra money into it to help the citizens of California. And he's like, no, this is to help increase their profit margins. So there's a lot that Rosetta and I have to do. So next week, because it's only 2 weeks until we vote, we are going to dig into propositions.
I know. Are you as confused as we are?
Yes.
You have to really read the wording, because the way they write it, it's very confusing, and they do that on purpose.
Yes.
To make you vote what they want you to vote.
Yes.
So that you're thinking you're really voting the way you want to, but really you're not.
Manipulated. Yeah. And sort of like align that word manipulation. Yesterday, the country was riveted to a debate in Pennsylvania by I guess he's the existing Senator Joe Fetterman and Mehmet Oz. You go, Mehmet Oz. Oh yeah, you know the name.
Dr. Oz.
Yes. And I was mortified that a doctor would treat an individual the way Mehmet Oz treated, Senator Fetterman. He is openly recovering from a stroke. What is the worst thing for a person going through recovery? Stress. Some of the wording that he used in comments, and see, that's why I wasn't there, because I would have, they would, have to stop the conversation. I would have said, excuse me, Dr. Oz, is this how you treat your patient?
They would have had to escort you out.
They would have, because I would say, Dr. Oz, is this how you treat a patient who's recovering from stroke?
Yeah, that's what I was really thinking. You're a doctor, and this is how you... Of all people, you should know better, because you should know the recovery phases it takes for people that have had strokes, no matter to what degree and extent. So that was mind-boggling. I didn't understand that.
We're going to talk a lot about it, because I know they keep telling us that Americans don't care nothing about the abortion rights. Americans don't care nothing about immigration. All Americans care about is inflation, and it's inflation. It can't be jobs, because we have the lowest unemployment rate in the history right now. But it was another thing that they have as number one and number two. Oh, borders. To protect us from illegal immigrants coming into the country. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Please hear me. If we do not take this opportunity to make sure that the Democrats have enough individuals to make right of choice a law that can no longer be bounced around with the Supreme Court, we're going to take it out of their hands completely and make it a federal law, we may miss our opportunity. And if you think that, because see, to me, inflation will go up, inflation will come down. Mm-hmm. We know this. A woman's right of choice, it's not. They've taken that away, and now they're starting to look at interracial marriages and same-sex marriages. And I mean, this is something that is trying to take away the rights of the common people of the United States. And please wake up and let your voices be heard. Vote.
Vote. Vote.
Vote. So we mentioned to you that there was a new show called Alaska Daily with Hilary Swank.
Have you seen it?
Have you seen it? Do you like it? Are you watching it? Are you very intrigued into how it's developing? Comment below.
Yeah, comment below, because I like Hilary Swank. I love her. And this show is really good. I mean, whoever directed it and wrote it is excellent. It just puts her in a position. I mean, she's always on the top of her game when she's acting.
Yes.
And she plays this reporter that a lot of people don't like.
Right.
And she plays it really well. Like, I don't give a two hoots what I do. I need to get
the truth.
The truth.
She is driven by the truth, not about, she doesn't care if she is classified as the #1 reporter. You know, if someone threatens to take away something from her personally, she doesn't care. It's about the story.
So she'll go like the back
Yes.
roundabout way to get whatever she needs to get. And the people in Alaska Daily are all about doing it the right way, but
Yes.
she doesn't care.
Yes.
But you know, hopefully she softens up. I mean,
and they kind of merge.
Yes, they merge that in. Like
Yeah.
she'll sometimes soften up and then
Yes.
sometimes not give two hoots about what she's doing as long as she got the story.
Right.
But I love the fact that it's set in Alaska
I do
because
too.
we don't know much about Alaska. We just know boring, dreary Alaska. Whoever wants to live in Alaska.
I've been to Alaska
You have
3
never
times,
been.
and you have never seen more stars in your life because they don't have all of what we have, the hustle bustle. I mean, like there were certain towns you went to and you might have seen 4 cars. And of that, it was like 2 cars and 2 trucks. You know, it's not a lot of pollutive activities.
Yeah.
They still have to use furs to stay warm. So red sable coats, real red sable coat, because pleather will not keep you warm in Alaska because, baby, the chill there it gets cold. It's just beautiful. And most of the places that we went, the community was very, very nice. The people are very kind. I know Palin came from there, and I actually saw a vehicle that had her name as their license plate. And, you know, she used to say things like, I can see Russia from my front porch. And we knew it wasn't true, but that was her vision of it.
Did you go on to Alaska on a cruise?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Yeah.
So I got to go to multiple locations. Alaska has some of the most beautiful diamonds and pearls, just jewelry.
And gold. Gold,
I
yeah.
mean, you know, and they have like 18, and, you know, like when I went to Singapore, that was the first time everybody was like, 24. I was like, 18? 24. 24 karat gold is just such a beautiful richness, and you'll see lots of that. So the community, it's really, really beautiful, and I hope they're going to show, because like when you're in Alaska, there's certain parts of the year it never gets dark.
Yeah.
So you'll be running around waiting for darkness. It never comes.
That's why in the show, was it first or second season, they said that she's going to need help sleeping.
Yes.
So they gave her a pill.
Yeah, because they're like, you know, you think you can just go to sleep. You can't. So they have like darkening windows that'll, the shades will darken, like dark.
So is that like half the year it's light the whole time and the rest of the year it's dark?
I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
I just know that it's, you know, the night part, that's hard too, because you want to go to sleep. Who wants to be going to work at pitch black dark? You know,
Right.
That's why a lot of people like when we do daylight savings. I don't. I think it should be what God intended. However, I've been overruled, and they're going to leave it at the daylight saving zone, because when our winter comes, people get up and go to work in the dark, and then it starts getting dark at 5 o'clock, so they come home in the dark, and they don't like that.
Yeah,
So,
I don't like that either.
But, you know, Hillary, you know, I love how they're all, you know, initially they were like, oh, she's just a meanie, you know, she's stuck on herself, and they're slowly, as they see her talent, they're coming around.
And I love the other characters in the Alaska Daily. I love all the different characters.
Yes.
Her partner that's with her on this piece. I don't know what they call it. It's a piece, I guess, they're writing about the native lady that was found dead.
Yeah, indigenous women just dead, and they're like, what? Well, is this an isolated? Is it more? And we know it's going to grow. So I'm excited to see.
I'm excited. And if you're watching it, let us know if you like it, because we love it.
We do. So, you know, I always try and do something about sports, and I love, love, love football. So I found something I want to share with you very briefly. So this season, 2022-2023, the face of football is changing. So normally it is a all-male coaching staff. Have you noticed there are women on the sidelines? There are female coaches. In 2021, we had 12 women in coaching positions, and this year we have 15.
Wow, nice.
Yes. Also historic, this season, we have 3 refs that are women.
Yay!
Yay! We're making progress. So one of the refs is Robin De Lorenzo, Maya Shakara, and Sarah Thomas. And Jennifer King is with the Washington Commanders, and she became a new coach in 2021. And she is the first ever Black female assistant professional coach. Angela Baker is an offensive quality coach with the Giants, the New York Giants. And we have Amanda Ruler with the Seattle Seahawks. We have 6 minority coaches in total walking the sidelines. Commissioner Roger Goodell, he said of the 187 million fans, 47% are women.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yes. And it's really funny because back in the day, I loved football because my brothers and my uncle, you know, my nephews, it was all about that. And I remember my husband was talking to someone one day, and he said that we were, because when we met, and then I had some friends over to watch the football game. And he goes, she's in the kitchen and she's cooking. She goes, offside. He goes, she knows football. So to him, that meant that I was okay because I knew and understood football. So keep it up, women. 47%.
Yes, yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I mean, from, you know, just girls who are bored out of their gourd going to the game, we can actually read the passes just like a man can. Okay, so I know last week we talked a little bit about chemical straighteners, and I started thinking about that. Now, a non-person of color wouldn't know this, but primarily Black women especially perm their hair, straighten their hair a lot. And I don't mean like they said if you do it more than 4 times a year, it could be a problem. So how about if you do it once every 3 to 4 weeks? Because typically when your hair grows out, you'd have to go back in and get a touch-up.
Yeah.
I just cannot, and this is tied to ovarian cancer. You might not know it, but a lot of Black women die during childbirth. A lot of Black women have problems associated to, you know, ovarian cancer and fibrosis. And there's just all of this. And I think to myself, when you have a society of people who are prone to a particular problem, don't you think somebody would say, buy a wig, don't perm your hair, don't color your hair. If you want a new color, just go buy a new color. And there are young girls, because I see all these young girls, and a lot of them have started wearing more weaves and you know, but you still are putting straightener in parts of your hair. This is very, very serious. And I just want young girls to realize, don't do something because you think it makes you look more beautiful. You're beautiful just the way you are. And Rosetta and I, we've gone and we've hung out at a wig store, and we're going to do another one because I'm going to take her to a bigger, brighter one so we can like take some pictures and have some fun. They have, like right now, a lot of, I have friends who are, you know, they have pink hair, purple hair, green hair, blue hair, all over the place. And I'm like, we can just go buy a wig, and we don't, you know, you just put a little cap, a wig cap on over your hair to protect it. And you can change your hair color every other day, and you don't have to worry about it falling out. In the Black community, because you're constantly doing this, you do have to be careful, because if you do too many, your hair will just fall out. So I just want you all to be aware that is pretty serious. And if they're telling us this now, there's got to be some really good facts, because there's a big, huge billion-dollar industry behind, you know, Brazilian blowouts. Remember those?
Yeah.
there used to only be the black girls that were getting the perms. And then I remember when they started the Brazilian blowouts, and then everybody's hair was just very straight.
Well, what's the difference? Because they do blowouts now.
Right.
So what is the difference between Brazilian blowout and a regular blowout?
It's just the chemical products that they're using.
All right.
So you have to do a little more research and then ask the question of your hairdresser, what is this? Is this tied to ovarian cancer? Is this going to kill me to look good?
I'm sure they're not going to say.
Well, if you're asked, you should say, because if they don't say and then you find out that it does, they're in a lot of trouble.
Right.
So it's better to be upfront and have a conversation, because I can't tell you how many times I've been with someone and I'll say, you know, a particular product, and they'll say, oh, I love that. And I'll reiterate to them, do you know what's in it? Let's look. And then we look at the ingredients and they're like, oh my God, I'm putting that in my baby. Oh my God. So we both are label readers, and our suggestion to you is read your labels.
Exactly.
All right. Bachelor in Paradise. I don't know who the producers, I have to put my tea down for this one. I don't know who the producers are. However, I think that you all have a mean streak. This, start a group of people out together, let them start bonding, take and split them up. Before you take the women away, you show them another group of new
set
women,
of 5 women,
okay, that are going to be on the beach with your man, conceivably. You take the women away, then the women are sitting around for a couple of days moping, and they're like, oh God, I want to get back to the beach. And in comes, ta-da, 5 men.
new men.
Okay? So the boys think that they're just to see if they have a real connection with the girls, and because they think their girls are just sad missing them. And then the girls think their men are there, but then all of a sudden they got their own version of eye candy.
Yeah.
That's just kind of mean and cruel.
And I'm getting really frustrated with Jesse.
I told you, he's not good in this job.
He's terrible. He comes into the women's camp, wherever they're staying. They're staying at another resort.
Yep.
I just don't like he knows very well what they're going through.
Yeah.
And he has to ask the dumbest questions ever. Like, how are you feeling?
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes. How are you dealing with this? How are you thinking that your man could be making another connection? I'm like,
I just feel that he's not empathetic.
No.
And he's just not the right person to be going. He doesn't have the depth that we need from a host and a show talking to women.
Yes.
It's just completely off. Something is missing with him. He's got no empathy. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He just says the really silly questions. So that's Jessie, and I agree, because she's been saying it all along, and I've been feeling that, and just these past 2 episodes have confirmed how really not smart he is.
Yeah.
They need someone else. They really do, and I doubt they're going to do it because they've chosen him.
I think as long as we keep watching it, they're going to think it's okay. I just, out of all of this chaos, I just wanted Brandon and Shiana to hang.
Yes, they did.
I think that they have the most authentic feelings for each other. I mean, the guys were like, she won't even talk to us. She won't look at us. And she's like, I just want to get back to Brandon.
I feel sorry for Jill, because Jacob decided that he found out after dating a couple of girls that Jill is not really for her.
For him.
Sorry, for him.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah.
And he said, he's...
But like I always say, karma will get you. So Jacob is messing around with this girl named Kate. Kate is straddling him. She's all over him, and then he's like, I understand. He's grateful because he found out Jill isn't the one, because if Jill was the one, he would have abstained. He would say, no, not here. So Kate then bounces off of him and on to Rodney. So now Rodney, just to make sure was with Cheyenne before Cray Cray left. Lord have mercy. Now, she is off. She decides, ooh, Tyler's good looking. She goes, I want to touch him. I want to feel him. Oh, okay. So she wants to have a relationship with Tyler. But another girl swoops in and blocks, which she's not happy about. But then when she comes back and Rodney has made another connection with someone, she's all offended because Kate, when she got to Rodney, supposedly he's the one for her. But I didn't believe it.
I didn't believe it either.
I thought you're just the man of the moment.
Yes, yes, exactly.
And based on the previews of next week, he was just a man of the moment. Because some other guy walks up and says, you want to go out? And she goes, yeah. And she jumps up and off she goes.
She's crazy. And I did like Genevieve when it got back together with Aaron. I love that couple.
Yes.
They really are. I'm so
But they look
glad.
like they're going to torture them in the previews. They're both crying. So I don't like that.
I don't like that. Do not like that. Who else is... There was
and my Rodney.
Johnny and who was it? Victoria.
Yes.
Victoria started liking this other guy called Alex. Was it Alex?
Alex. When they separated.
When they separated the guy, the new guys came in and she started.
Supposedly Alex is everything. He checks all my boxes,
her list and
everything that I've ever wanted, and I'm like, oh my God.
So her thing with Victoria's thing is, if you haven't been watching or you have, you know that Victoria is older than Johnny. Johnny's much younger, but she wants to have a family. She's ready for a family, right? To have kids. And she doesn't think that Johnny's ready. But he said... Because
he's 26, but he says...
But he said he is ready.
Yeah, but she can't hear that.
But the bad thing is, she comes back to they all come back to the...
all of them together.
Together again. Yes. And she says this to him, but the thing that's bad about him, he never says that.
Right.
She says, I'm ready for, to have a family.
Yes.
And I don't think you're ready. And this guy checks off everything
all
on my
boxes,
list. But he should have said, but I am ready. That's what I was waiting for him to say, I'm ready.
But I think he wants, because he said something like, I don't want to stop anything for somebody else having what they want.
Yeah, but what about him?
He thinks by letting her go. But my thing is, it looked like next week, every time somebody's walking down them steps, they got a date card in their hand and they're pulling these girls. Now, the one that I was really shocked about and I wanted to jump through the TV and smack her was Rodney had made a love connection with, what's her name?
Rodney, Brittany.
Elijah.
Is
it Elijah? Elijah? Alicia,
yes.
My Siri changed I was like, who is Elijah? Alicia. So Alicia is just like, because she knew that before one of the girls left, she had a connection with Rodney, Lacey. Remember, Lacey came back early and she went away. So she's thinking, I've got him. And he's thinking, oh, I really like our connection. And they just show them being all cute together. And then abadang, if next week don't they show her going on a date with somebody else. And then they show my Rodney looking all sad. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Really?
This show should be called Bachelor in Hell, not Paradise. This isn't Paradise.
You know what I really want? You know what I really want
What do you really want?
Is maybe skip through all this in-between shows and then just watch at the end to see who is really left. Because all this in-between stuff, back and forth, crying and getting upset, I'm out, I'm leaving.
Yes.
I don't really...
I just muted and let it play.
Well, what I really want is to see the outcome. So I may just not even watch and just watch the outcome. Who's ending up with who and who's engaged with who. So we might just do that, right?
Because it is just...
Like we did with the other Bachelor
we stopped
show.
Which
one with the guy? I forget that guy, the one guy who was ready for kids and stuff on Michelle's season.
Yes.
What was his name? And we couldn't stand him when he had his own show.
Yes. But, we waited till the end.
And then we found out.
We did the night where the men tell all. And then we did the final night of who's going to get it.
So might just end up doing that.
Because this is just...
Because this is giving me a headache. And it's not one night. It's 2 nights you have to put up with.
I know.
This,
so
we'll see.
Yeah. If it doesn't get more kind and loving, we're out.
But we want to know, who are your picks? Who do you like? Which couple do you like?
Please
or
comment
couples
below.
you like, because we'd love to hear.
Yes.
Because we have our favorites. I love Brandon and Serena. Is it
Yes.
Serena or Saria?
I think it's Serena.
Serene. I forget her name. I forget her name.
But they are so cute together.
Yes, and
when
Genevieve.
he saw, he goes, "Is that my?" Yes, and he runs, and the way he grabs her and he holds
she
her.
was so depressed the whole time she was away from him,
because she had no. She had nothing to do with it.
And he didn't even care. He didn't even look at any other woman.
And I love that.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be about. I understand testing, but you can't have, like my husband, he said, you cannot have booties walking around with thongs on and think a man's going to go, "I don't see nothing." He said, that's not going to happen. He said, it's inert. You can't help yourself. He goes, we can't. He says, even if you turn your head, you're going to peek. Okay, so Bachelor in Paradise. That's what we're going to call it.
Bachelor in Paradise.
Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, Paradise. That's exactly what it should be called.
So here in California, as I'm sure wherever you're watching us, we've had situations with feeling like we were just being gouged to within an inch of our lives. The prices of foods, the prices of gasoline, because the price of gasoline is driving the transportation cost to get the food to wherever you need it, which is causing the food to go up. And then this new shrinkflation thing where you used to be able, say you got 40 pieces of bread in a loaf of bread. Now you get
30 pieces, 25 pieces.
Yes. And you don't know it until you start making sandwiches or something and you go, wait a minute, I made 4 sandwiches and I only have 6 pieces of bread.
They just actually make the packaging look a bit different. Like they'll do with drinks. What they'll do with drink packages is they'll change the shape of it.
If it was round, they make it square.
Yeah. So you think that, okay, and then until you really, really observe and you're measuring it out, how much you used to get and how much you get now. And then going out to eat is another thing. You can't
you can't get 2 hamburgers, 2 fries, and 2 iced teas unsweetened. Used to cost you about $20-25. Try 40.
Pre-pandemic, it was still, I thought was getting up there, right?
Yeah.
Like you could get like, I gauge by burgers because not that I eat burgers, but I gauge by burgers because my husband likes a very good burger.
Right.
And I'll gauge, you can get a burger for like $12.99, $13.
Exactly. Right.
And I still thought that was kind of high.
Right.
Now the norm for a burger is $17, $18.
Yeah.
And that's like just a regular hamburger, nothing special, no fancy meats,
and
no
you know
fancy
how they used to have like the little burgers for babies, the little bitty burgers about
the
that
sliders.
Big. Well, a little bit bigger than a slider. Are you like in the little Happy Meals? A little burger. Okay, little burger bun. So you know what they've done now? They've taken, so say they have the little burger bun and that used to be $1.99. Okay, now it's $4. Instead of having the giant burgers for like say your husband or my husband who likes a good burger, they keep the little itty bitty bun, not the big bun, the little one. They put all the accoutrements of what the other sandwich used to be, cut off the excess so you're getting smaller patty, less ingredients, and then they double the price. So I had an appointment with my husband. We were in a hurry and I figured, okay, Wendy's is right here. They have good salads. I could get him a burger. He could eat that. He ordered a burger and it was $14.95.
In Wendy's?
At Wendy's.
What kind of
Wendy's
burger was
in
that?
Campbell. It was the bacon cheeseburger. That's all it was. $14.95, and it came with a small fry and a small soda. So I said, okay, I'll have the little $5 kids meal. I'm not gonna pay
$14. Then $18 is not bad if you go to a sit-down restaurant for a burger.
Right.
I'd rather do that.
So remember back in the day, you used to be able, like, say you were rushed for time and you thought, okay, I know this is bad, but I'm just going to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and I'll buy like a little 8-piece. You could get 8 pieces of chicken for $10. So we were out Saturday and my husband, was like, oh my God, I'm hungry. And I'm like, I'm tired. I'm too tired. It was a rough mom day. I'm like, I'm tired. I just need to go home and go to sleep. So we'll get you something on the way home because I'll just drink some water and go to sleep. So We look at Kentucky Fried Chicken, 12 pieces of chicken, 2 large sizes, and 4 biscuits. About how much you think that is?
How many pieces of chicken?
12. Oh, yes, it was 12 pieces of chicken, 2 large size, and 4 biscuits.
$25?
$56 at a KFC.
$56. I haven't gone to
$56.
KFC for years. I don't even know the prices now.
That's my point. The prices are just going
double what I said.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, but it used to be what she said. You know, like you could get 2 pieces of chicken, a side, a biscuit, and a soda for $2.99 all day long. Those don't even exist anymore.
wow.
So
It's crazy.
our governor, bless his little heart, you know, every quarter you have to publish. If you're a public company, you have to publish your earnings. Ding, ding, ding. If you're a public traded held company, not little bitty small businesses, the big corporations.
Right.
So we have a company here called Valero. It's a gasoline company. In their 3rd quarter financial reporting, Valero's profit was 500% over last year. They made $3 billion with a B dollars between July and September.
Wow.
That was $463 million more than the previous year. So our governor is looking to institute a price gouging penalty and take some of that profit right back from them. Because we in California are struggling. We need gas for transportation. So I hope he gets them.
It's so expensive in California.
Yes.
So expensive. It went up and now it dropped down a little bit. And I haven't been, the last time I gassed up was like a few days ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the gas is now. It keeps fluctuating.
But you know,
everywhere.
and it's another thing that's really sick. So down here, gas is around $5.69 a gallon. If you go to Oakland, $4.99 a gallon.
Wow.
The low end. I mean, and that's just distance. That's the kind of stuff that drives me wild. And they'll say to me, well, it's a corporate-owned gas station versus a private-owned gas station. But I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And I'm saying that what really needs to happen is everybody in California needs to get a $500 rebate.
At least. Minimum.
Minimum $500. We spent so
because we got
much.
so close to $8 a gallon.
Yes, we
in some
did.
parts of LA was between $8 and $10 a gallon. That's ridiculous. And then you're going to come out and say, ha ha, we made money. Yes.
That's a shame. That's sad.
I mean, even if my car is about to die, I would prefer to chance it to get to another gas station than to go to a Valero. That is horrible.
I will not be.
No.
I will not be shopping at Valero.
No. And if we find out the same things about other companies, you don't have to do that. I remember back in the day, if you were having a hard time, we were having a good time, we would compensate to help each other. That help, that love and kindness is gone.
It's all gone.
Sad. So we're going to do climate and then we're going to save COVID for last. So our climate update, just a little bit of tidbit. Did you know that the Mississippi River, you know, we're always talking about droughts, and the west coast through mid-central coast, we're all going, the lower end, we're going through droughts. The top end, they're getting rain, they're getting snow. It's like, come on, let it come on down to us.
Right.
However, the Mississippi River is the main portal, and due to the current drought conditions, they're having a problem because it is the economic lifeline. It supports $13 billion in shipping industries. That's where products are coming in and moving out of the country. And it also correlates to about 35,000 jobs, working jobs. They're like a lot of places where the water is so low, you can see things underneath that you never knew were underneath. The other thing is that 92% of our nation's agricultural export is done through that channel. So even though we're out here going, oh my God, Mississippi is having an even bigger problem, because if the ships can't come in, the ships can't go out.
Yeah.
So pray for rain for us, because we need rain. That's our biggest climate is, if we can just take a little bit better care of Mother Nature, maybe things will calm down. And California used to get rain every day. Didn't rain all day, but every day you got a little cooling, just like Seattle. Seattle, you get a little rain every day. It only lasts for about 15 minutes.
I don't even remember the last time we had rain.
I know. It's been a long time.
It's that long that we don't even remember in California when we had rain.
And we need rain really bad. And, I'm grateful on one hand that, our weather is cooling down, so that'll help with the fires. I have a girlfriend last weekend. She lives in Reno, and she was like, it's 25. I go, what? She goes, it was 76 yesterday. That's not good. 25, 76, 25. And then she's like, tomorrow they said we're supposed to hit 80. So
well, we had it where we were one time like in the 60s, and then all of a sudden we hit the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, we hit triple digits. So it's something that's going all across the United States. So, I heard one thing, and I thought if my son was still living with me, he would be doing the happy dance. They're saying, like, when the leaves fall, let them stay, because it will help to ferment the grass. It'll hold what moisture that comes from the leaves.
Yes.
Just let it stay there. But then you got people who are going to be like, what's wrong with you? Your yard doesn't look good. So I'm like, it would have to be at a high level to get people to, because my grass is yellow, and I'm like, and whenever the leaves start falling, the people, they come outside and they look on the ground and they start sweeping.
Well, we have leaves that fall in our backyard, and we don't even we just leave them. We don't even sweep them up.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people will get a garbage bag.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about.
We don't do that. We just leave it.
So Al this morning on the Today Show, he said, what you should do is mulch the leaves and just leave them.
Yeah,
just take the moors over them. So, do you mulch or do you rake and bag? Let us know. Well, COVID. We have hit another level. So, about COVID, about the flu, and now there is a respiratory condition called RSV that apparently hits our infants, every year. It's just that it's later in the year, and there's more of an impact this year.
More of an impact, more kids are getting affected by this.
Yeah.
And now more hospitals children's hospitals are being bombarded with all these kids. They don't even have space for that many kids anymore. And they're seeing that the number of kids is way before the normal season. And they're saying that there's just even the Medicaid, like Walgreens is saying that they're filling way more prescriptions now than they have in the past.
Yeah.
And this is what's really bad about this RSV is that people parents can't distinguish yes, my child has RSV, because it could mimic like regular flu.
Right.
But they do
a bad cold.
A bad cold, or it's just a child going through, just have to wait it through and just sick.
Right.
But there is one thing that they said to look out for is if the child is having difficulty breathing. That's one of it, because it's respiratory.
Yes. Because the pictures that they're showing on the news broadcast, the baby's chest is just, and they say even though their chest is moving, you can see that they're taxed. They can't take a deep breath. So those are two symptoms that are kind of.
And they're saying that if you're not sure, please go to your doctor and check immediately.
Yes.
Because there are things they can do if they catch it early. The other thing is they want people around the children, because this is affecting kids 5 and under. So it's infants.
Yeah.
So they're saying that adults, please wear your masks.
Please.
And wash your hands more often. And we're coming into the holiday season.
Yes.
So there's going to be a lot of people gathering.
Lots of
touching, gathering, hugging. A lot of parties. Yes. Thanksgiving, Halloween is a start. It's coming up, Halloween this weekend.
Yeah.
So we're thinking we're fine and dandy with all these booster shots and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're not protecting ourselves. But remember, if you have kids around, then you're going to be infecting them. And it's really hitting hard, like kids that have underlying health conditions.
Yes. Yes.
So we have to be more like empathetic.
Yes.
And we have to really do our due diligence. Because if I know if my child was under that age, I would really limit my outings and stuff. I mean, I would go out, not like I would be like locked down, but more cautious if that was the case, because you never know what could come of it. We haven't really heard. Have you heard of? We haven't heard that the kids have been dying from it, right? No. But
they're just running out of space for them in the hospital with that 125% capacity. That's, I mean, and they are, you know, they say that it's almost at the level in some hospitals like it was for COVID, but instead of it being adults, it's children, and they're putting gurneys and, you know, hospital beds everywhere they can to try and contain it. And, you know, once again, I always talk to you about the loving kindness of people. You know, where is that gone? Because there was a time, if something like this happened, all parents would connect and they would make sure that their children were going to be protected and their children's friends. Now, that doesn't happen as much. So you have to make sure before you let your child go somewhere, are these conscious people? Are they going to treat my child as they would treat their child and keep them safe?
Well, it's Halloween, so that's going to be another
And that's another thing, you know, so, and you know, like we talked last week about the fentanyl that looks like sweet tarts. So now I'm almost to the point I'm just going to turn out my lights. I just don't want to do anything to hurt a child.
I don't know. My husband has bought candy, and
I'm going to buy it, but I don't know.
Someone came around and knocked on our door and was raising funds for something. My husband, he bought this Kit Kat, or what was it? It was like a sleeve of some chocolates.
Okay.
It's like $20. I'm like, you pay $20 or whatever it was. I forget, $10 or $20. And I was like, I quite like to get that cheap, but it's
for charity, honey.
It is. It was for charity, but my husband likes to do the little thing on our porch, and he bought this funky hand that does something in the when then he always puts like scary music when people come up on, because we have a little mat. We have a little machine. Well, we don't have a smoke machine, but we have a mat. If you step on it, it makes noises, and then he has music and stuff. So hopefully the kids, but we never usually get that many kids.
Well, we haven't, you know, in the past. Well, last year we got quite a bit. I bought 2 of the big Costco bags. Yeah. And I only had like a little bit of it left. Really? So that was good. But like normally I can go through 4 of those in my neighborhood in one night. Wow. But a lot of parents, and I keep asking the parents, are your babies going to trick or treat? Because if they're going to trick or treat, I will have candy. But if my neighbors say, no, I'm not going to do it. So what do they say? They're like, I don't know yet, because it's supposed to rain. We might actually get rain on Sunday and Monday. So, you know, it's all of this. But the most important thing we can tell you is be a little bit more due diligent about your child. How are they breathing? All of that. Yeah, because as Gloria said, we have RSV, we have COVID-19, and we have the flu, and they're calling it a triple-demic. Yeah. So it's going to be even worse this season. Yeah. So just keep your mask. You know, I wear a mask now, and I mean, people look at me like whatever, and I think to myself, I don't have COVID. You can do whatever you want. Right. Be due diligent. Yes. Well, thank you all very much for hanging in here with us. I know we covered a lot of information, and that's just because we believe when you know we have nothing to gain, nobody's paying us, when you know the truth, you can make some really good conscious decisions. That's why we love to chat. Yes. Silicon Valley Girls chat over tea. We love our chats, and we like to inform ourselves. It's really a great way to inform ourselves as well as informing everyone watching. We like to make it fun. Yes. And if you like our videos, we would love for you hit that thumb icon. We keep reminding you, but please do that, because that's the only way we know if you watched it and like it. Yes. And please, if you haven't already, we'd love for you to subscribe so we can keep doing these videos. And that bell notification
If you click on that, then you'll be the first to be notified when our videos are ready to be viewed. But we love doing this every week, and we love our teas.
Yes,
this was quite good. Yes,
Very
it
good.
was.
Very
It's
good.
Egyptian licorice.
Yes.
And we're Silicon Valley girls chat over tea.
And remember
to always keep smiling. Bye.
Bye.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.